Hey, what's up everyone, this is Raven Builds and let's get started. So today we are reviewing the HG1144 MS06F Zaku II F-Type Solari. Yes, this is from the Gundam Requiem for Vengeance on Netflix. And Solari is the name of the pilot, the Wolf Mother. Yes, and interesting fun fact about this Zaku here. This Zaku is actually built using scrap parts of other Zakus in a scrapyard, so you can consider this a scrapyard Zaku. And interestingly enough, this current version of this Zaku Solari type is actually the second version, due to the fact that the first version is considered the unidentified type because of the shield. Yes, this one here, look at that. Got to be honest, I really enjoyed building this unit here. There are just so much changes that they have done. Yeah, and so much detail for a Zaku. And even the ankle guard here is actually articulated as well, as you guys can see. Okay, now let's have a closer look so you guys will know the detail and what you guys will be getting. And as you guys can see, the head unit here, see if I can remove this. Okay, it's actually just so much design. There's actually two antennas here, definitely for better communication, and this you can consider a commander type. And wow, just look at that. And as for the body itself, well, that's already self-explanatory. And the spike shield, the shoulder spikes, and the Zaku shield as well. Wow. And the torso, the waist, even the cables here have been completely redesigned, which is actually quite nice. For a high grade, they definitely put a lot of effort in the Zaku here. I'm actually looking forward to getting the other Zaku variant from the Requiem for Vengeance on Netflix. Now, let's do a side-by-side comparison here, shall we? And I'll show you guys the 2003/2004 Zaku. Okay, here is the Char Zaku, and as you guys can see, the Requiem Zaku is actually a little bit taller, and the detail there is phenomenal. The design had come so far from the original HGUC line. Yes, and from the machine gun to the heat hawk, all the way to the details. As you guys can see, it's just phenomenal work. Wow. And the heat hawk itself for the Solari is actually twice as long, as you guys can see. And they're considered high grade 1144 scale, so which is actually quite nice. Now of course the classic, you guys can even give it more details. Now let's move on to the other 1144 scale, which is the real grade. And yes, I am a Zaku fan here, and as you guys can see, it's still the Solari is actually taller than the real grade. And I still love the real grade Zaku II Char Custom here. There's a lot of details here, and definitely a lot more parts for the real grade. But when it comes to the Solari, there is way more details here, as you guys can see. So definitely, I can already say this in full confidence, it is definitely worth getting. Just fascinating. And even the, again, the heat hawk itself is longer, bigger. And also doing the shake test here, as you guys can see, no parts are falling off. But if I do this here, it's solid, but there's still a chance that something might fall off. But again, Zakus are very, very durable. Now let's go ahead and show you guys the stickers. Yes, I did this during the unboxing, and I want to show this to you guys again. Now I did try to use the mono eye, but I lost it, so I just painted the detail. Now one thing I want to mention is As you guys can see, the sticker here actually get the weathering effect, as you guys can see. Now I do plan on trying to find a water slide decal, but it's gonna be a while, so I will just do the detailing myself. Now for the one with the logo there, I'm gonna have to deal with it as is. It sucks, but oh well, it is what it is. Now why don't we go ahead and do an articulation test. With the articulation test, you guys can actually see the details, but let's get started, shall we? Now for the headpiece here, it actually got a really good articulation. It actually got the 360-degree angle, and it can definitely move around, and it is actually very solid. Now for the backpack here, there's no articulated parts here, but on the back here, it actually comes with an attachment for your heat hawk and your Zaku machine gun, which is actually quite nice. And then also you can remove this piece here, and easy as that. Now underneath here, as you guys can see, there is a slot for the attachment for the action base, which should be very simple to install, and it's actually easy as that. And let's see here, there's actually a side here that I think you can slide it, but it's not, doesn't look like it. You can modify it, that you can slide it, make it more solid, but it's gonna take some work. But overall, it already looks solid, as you guys can see. I already got it at an angle, but it might fall off, just to let you guys know. Okay, now for the Zaku machine gun here, let's remove the hand here. The Zaku machine gun definitely have an articulated handle here, as you guys can see. And a closer look here, the details, wow. And the drum itself is actually designed very differently. Now of course there's going to be some thick knobs still. Even though Bandai has been in business for a very long time, they still can't get rid of thick knobs. And one thing I want to mention as well is that it actually comes with extra hands as well. You got a one open palm left hand, as you guys can see the detail, and a closed fist right hand on top of the right hand trigger. It will be nice if we can actually get a left hand trigger as well. Now as for the arm itself, now as you guys can see, there is articulation there, which is nice. And then the arm itself can be rotated. Now for the Zaku shield here, I need to show this to you guys even further because the design is just phenomenal. As you guys can see here, there's the slot here that is actually articulated. There's no polycaps, and I believe this handle is articulated as well, as you guys can see. Oops. And that's it. It's like this. It's actually multiple parts. It's like this two here. It's actually, I think this is 6 parts in total, and you get the handle. Bandai definitely did a lot of work, and there's a lot of detailing. Now as for the arm here, it can be bent backwards somewhat, not really, but it actually got good articulation. The arm is the same, and the shoulder spike. As for the body itself, it actually have a ball joint there, as you guys can see, but it's actually kind of hard to actually remove, and it can actually bend forward. Now bending backward is another story, and I noticed that there's a stress mark there. Okay. Looks like I may have messed up by putting in too much pressure by trying to remove it. I almost wrecked the peg there, so I got to be careful there when doing what do you call that? Oh boy, this is bad. Yeah, Okay, wow, I can't believe I almost broke my Solari here. Okay, so you get articulated chest here, and then you get the front skirt, which is articulated, and there's extras, as you guys can see, which is actually quite nice. And then for the side skirt, and this is actually multiple pieces. Now for the legs, as you guys can see there, it actually moves, so it actually gives you a really good range of motion for action base, is if you guys can see that. And then it bends, and you guys can see the detail there. It's like, wow. For this side here, this is actually the smoke launcher here, the smoke grenade launcher. And then you already know this piece here is actually articulated. For the foot, it's nice and all. Now that's it for the articulation test, and you guys have seen the details, which is actually quite nice. Now so you guys can see some pieces there, actually a little bit of pressure, it did kind of fall off, but overall it's not bad. Now let's see if I can piece this together, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I managed to actually piece everything together so quick. So just got to be careful during posing, because you might actually break the peg connecting the torso and the waist here. But overall, what's my opinion about this unit here? Well, you guys are already aware, it is freaking awesome. Yes, I love it. Definitely getting the other variants once they release it, doesn't matter if it's P Bandai. One thing I want to make a note of is this piece here. Again, I think I mentioned something wrong on my unboxing. They actually made a mistake on the manual here, so that's the reason why they released this separate one here, because they're practically the same piece, except for there's no piece here, like it's actually pointing out. So this is the exact piece for the chest area. There you go. So overall, it's a great kit to build. Lots of potential for detailing. I will be weathering this beast here and gonna be giving out some smaller details, and I've already began. As for the sticker here, I may be able to use some of it, but not all of it, especially on the foot, which is going to be sticker heavy. So if you guys got any question, leave it in the comment section below. I will definitely give this my own special touch. So this is Raven Builds. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, have fun, relax, and enjoy. That is Gunpla. And have a good day, good night, afternoon, wherever you are. I'll see you guys in the next video.